Okay. Welcome everybody. Hello. Yes. Today it's going to be an interesting show today. We are going to be talking about a few things that are happening around Manchester United. There is a news coming out recently about the outburst with Ruben Amorim with a player at Manchester United. This news is coming out from different channels who are claiming that Ruben Amorim had a go with Manuel Ugarte. We are going to talk about Ugarte and his input in the Manchester United team this season. But then the recent news said that Ruben Amorim, at the time Ruben Amorim had this outburst with Alejandro Garnacho, where he told Alejandro Garnacho to look for a new club. He also told Manuel Ugarte in that outburst that he is same player he had at Sporting. And we don't know where that is coming from. We don't know if it's a good sign or a bad sign or a bad if it's a compliment or not. We don't know, because he's saying that you are the same player that I used to have at Sporting, and we don't know the relationship between Manuel Ugarte and Ruben Amorim at Sporting unless we have to dig it up. But right now, we cannot say that we know much about we cannot say that we know much about things that happened at Sporting CP with Manuel Ugarte. So, but the question I'm asking is that what relevance is this news at this time? Of what relevance it is? Because I know that so well. Ruben Amorim has tried to keep a dressing room that is that's what it. He wants to make sure that his dressing room does not have a problem, and that he's keeping players all afloat, and also having very proper discussions with the player. Ruben Amorim has always tried to be very, very clean and very, very clear with the players whenever he wants to have that discussion with them. So in this moment and in this time, I think that this news actually is very irrelevant, looking at Manchester United, where we are right now, and the things that we're trying to achieve. This weekend, we will be playing against Liverpool, and we know that we have a lot of our players who have gone out there to represent their countries, and they have done absolutely well. Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro. I think Casemiro has done beautiful for Brazil, and Casemiro has earned his right for the Brazilian call-up, and also he's earned his right to play for Manchester United in that midfield. Every time Casemiro has played, Manchester United had looked less vulnerable, considering the fact that he's the older guy between him and Manuel Ugarte. But I thought that anytime Casemiro plays, he is giving Manchester United some form of solidity that we don't see with Manuel Ugarte. Yes, I think that is something we have to look at when it comes to choosing the player that would be in the middle of the park. We know that our defense. Our defensive midfield area right now is nothing to write home about. We know that, but then we also know that Casemiro has been more instrumental in the midfield than Manuel Ugarte. So we cannot readily, or we cannot just say that Manuel Ugarte has something much more better than Casemiro. So Casemiro has been instrumental to Manchester United. He's done a lot more for Manchester United than actually we've seen other players in that position. He's been better than Mainu. He's been better than Ugarte in the middle of the park. And Bruno Fernandes, to an extent, we feel like Bruno Fernandes is beginning to actually get a grip of himself in that box-to-box midfield position. We know that we are certain that defense is not a Bruno Fernandes thing. He's not the kind of player that defends a lot. He's more of an attacking player. Bruno Fernandes is much more instrumental when he plays just at the edge of the penalty area. He plays really well in that spot. He creates the chances, and also he goes for goals himself. And I think that Bruno Fernandes is actually a much more better player for Manchester United. I think he's a much more better player if we look at it in that position. So I am going to say that with Bruno Fernandes up there, we look a lot more better. But then when we look at this news coming out that Ruben Amorim had the bus stop with Alejandro Garnacho, and in that vein, he was talking to Ugarte when he told him that he's no different from the player that was sold out from Sporting CP. Then that makes a lot of us confused, because that puts us in a confused state, because we do not know or we do not understand as at why he's going to be saying this to this player. But what we know right now is that Manuel Ugarte has not been the best of himself in this season. He's not giving Manchester United that solidity at the back, and it's actually a problem. That is actually the problem for us going forward into the season. And some people, we've heard some people come out to say, Manuel Ugarte has still not adapted to the league, and then he's a very good destroyer. He's a very good winner of the ball and all of that. But then, if you look at Manuel Ugarte, he wins the ball, yeah, quite all right. I think that he has the heart to fight, But I feel like his decision making is very poor, and most of the times when we are in transition and with the ball, he does not offer us so much going forward, because his decision making is actually really poor, and that is something that we should be thinking about. Manuel Ugate's decision, it is actually really poor most times, and that is why I think that we will not be able to get a lot from him. Unlike Casemiro gives us a lot more cover defensively, but then he picks out some of the best passes whenever Manchester United has to attack, and that is where I rate Casemiro going forward. So if we look at the middle of the park here, there's news also coming out that Manchester United is looking at beefing up the middle of the park, and in January transfer window, and we don't know the player we might be going for. A lot of people have mentioned Angelo Stiller. Yes, a lot of people have mentioned the guy Angelo Stiller, and we've heard about Adam Wharton, and we are still getting news about Chris. What's his name? Carlos Baleba. Yes, we are still getting news about him. But overall, we need one more midfielder in that middle of the park, if not two. But I think that we can make do with one more midfielder in that middle of the park come January, and then we can put in bids that would be too good to refuse by these players and their agents, so that Manchester United can have a solid midfield going into the second half of the season, because that will be good. That will be really, really good for Manchester United. Again, we talk about Kobe Mainu. We've heard that Kobe Mainu is asking to leave the club on loan so that he can get playing time. And when he gets playing time elsewhere, he's doing that. I think he's doing that because he wants to actually play in at the World Cup. So for Kobe Mainu, I believe that Kobe Mainu is somebody that is a good talent, yeah. And for a player that has played for Manchester United prior to when Ruben Amorim came to the club, a player that has given Manchester United a lot, yes, I think he has given Manchester United a lot prior to the time where Manchester United, when Manchester United was. Yeah, prior to the time where Manchester United was actually playing before Ruben Amorim came. Yeah, before Ruben Amorim came, I thought that Kobe Mainu had been doing better. Yeah, that is what I've thought. Kobe Mainu better before Ruben Amorim came to the club, and he's giving Manchester United fans a lot to think about, a lot to worry about. So I think that Kobe Mainu has done something that needs the coach to actually look at. Yes, the coach actually has to look at Kobe Mainu and then talk about the things that Kobe Mainu has been presenting. He wants to go to the World Cup as a 20-year-old, and he wants to get playing time. And then if it comes January transfer window when it's open and Kobe Mainu approaches Ruben Amorim and asks him, are you going to be playing me? Do I get playing time or I can go out? Listen, the thing is this. What I understand that Ruben is doing is this. Ruben likes Kobe Mainu and he wants Kobe Mainu to fight for a place in the team. Yes, that is what I understand him to do, right? But then I also understand that Ruben does not trust him now. Ruben does not believe that Kobe is ready actually to play. He does not believe that Kobe is ready to play right now, and that is something that is quite I don't know how to put it, but because this guy, the Kobe that you say, the Kobe that Ruben believes is not ready to play, was the same Kobe that was playing last season, that he played in the FA Cup and was instrumental to Manchester United winning the FA Cup under Eric Ten Hag. And now coming into the Ruben Amorim era, it will look like Ruben Amorim is not doing this guy any word of good, because he was instrumental to Manchester United winning the FA Cup about 2 seasons ago. But now he's being sat on the bench and being asked to wait for his time. I don't think it will go down well with Kobe Mainu and his camp. And then Ruben Amorim has to do something different, right? If he's going to get game time outside Manchester United on loan, I think that Manchester United should start looking at it, because Kobe Mainu is not a starter for Ruben Amorim. Joshua Zexi not a starter for Ruben Amorim, and these guys are looking at leaving the club so that they can get playing time elsewhere. The World Cup is around the corner, and they are not being called up because they don't have game time under their belts. They're not playing regular football for Manchester United, and it is only normal that these guys want to leave the club so that they can get playing time. They have other clubs. They have clubs actually looking at them. We heard that Juventus was looking at Joshua Zexi actually, and I think that Joshua Zexi fits into that supporting striker role very well. I think that with someone like Joshua Zexi, his ability to hold the ball still and how he protects the ball, how he plays the ball, he can create chances for Manchester United strikers. Also he can take chances himself, and this is the reason why he's training. Kobe Mainu in the international break was working so hard, putting himself through the paces. And I thought that, okay, I thought that Kobe Mainu had time to go to the World Cup. If he does not make it to this World Cup here, he can work hard and make it in the next one. He'll be 24 years. He has a midfielder, Kobe Mainu can actually play at 3 World Cups if he does not go for this World Cup. I think he has time to also play at the World Cup as a proper footballer, a proper midfielder. He was playing for England in the Euros. So for someone who has played in the Euros, who has helped Manchester United win the FA Cup, I think that he would not be comfortable with sitting on the bench under Ruben Amorim, because he's played in major tournaments. So, and at that age, he's 20 years old. He would not. This is when he's supposed to be getting a lot of play times. Improving himself on all fronts. Getting all of the experiences he ought to get now that will shape him for the future, right? And I think that also sitting on the bench at this time should be part of the experience. It should give him that motivation to work harder. And I think that he will be the kind of player that will go out there and smash it. So that is what I think for Kobe Mainu. I think that he's going to work harder. I've seen him. He's a player that is willing to give it up. When it comes to working hard, he works really, really hard, and then I think that he's going to do a lot more for Manchester United if Ruben Amorim starts to select him. All I need Ruben Amorim to do is to know where to actually play Kobe Mainu, because in the center, in the midfield position, I think Ruben Amorim, Kobe Mainu might not just cope in the midfield position, because most of the times where we've seen him play in that position, he's been lackluster, he's made mistakes that have led to goals and all of that. He's been dispossessed, he's been swum on, and then we don't think that Kobe Mainu actually has that ability to play in the middle of the park. Then maybe he would play in the number 8 position or number 10 position at Manchester Manchester United, but not in the midfield position, because Kobe Mainu has time after time in this season that he is not that guy. He's not been able to do it. So if we look at all of the things coming, if we look at all of the things coming out right now, we just think that Kobe Mainu needs to get out of the club to get playing time. I also support that Joshua Zexi needs to get out of the club to get playing time. If you are watching this podcast and you're seeing my face for the first time, do kindly click the subscribe button. If you're seeing me, if you're not subscribed to this channel, kindly click on the subscribe channel. If you want to support any of the things that we do on this channel, it's a Manchester United community, a Manchester United channel. Right here, we discuss everything Manchester United, and it is clear what we do. If you want to support the work we do here, you can send a super thanks, a super chat, a sticker, and anyone you feel you can give to the channel. This is a Manchester United fan channel, and we ask you that you subscribe to the channel. You support the channel with any of the super chat, the super thanks, the sticker, or you join the fan membership community. All of everything, it's all about Manchester United right here, and we give you the news. We analyze the situations at the club, everything that has to do with Manchester United. And today we are talking about the midfield position. The news that has come out that Ruben Amorim had a bust up with Manuel Ugarte, where he told him that you are still the same player he had at Sporting CP. And listen, at Sporting CP, Ruben Amorim sold Manuel Ugarte to PSG, and at PSG he was not utilized, and he was sold to Manchester United. And at Manchester United, he's still finding it difficult to get his feet and start playing for the club. So all of this is a problem for Manuel Ugarte. I don't understand why this news is coming out this time. What the aim to get with this news? I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to force Manuel Ugarte out of the club. But then what we see with this news is that Manuel Ugarte has not been consistent with his performance at the club. He's not been giving Manchester United what Manchester United would actually need at the club. So every time we see what's his name, Casemiro, come play in the middle of the park, he's been fantastic. He's done well, and he's giving Manchester United that bit of solidity that we don't see from Manuel Ugarte. And that is one thing that I think that Ruben Amorim has to pay attention to. And then again, we hear that Kobe Mainu wants to leave the club and make sure that he can get playing time so that he can actually participate in the World Cup. And I think that being 20 years old, I think that Ruben Amorim likes Kobe Mainu, but then he feels like Kobe Mainu is not ready to play for Manchester United at this time. And then when you look at it, Kobe Mainu might put up an argument, because if you watch, Kobe Mainu actually was playing for playing for England in the Euros, and also he was instrumental to Manchester United winning the FA Cup 2 seasons ago. So this player might just put up the argument that he used to be a regular player playing for England and playing for Manchester United, and how about now sitting him on the bench? So I think that Kobe Mainu, if he wants to get out of the club in January, he's made it very clear that he does not want to leave Manchester United. He's willing to see the project through, but then he wants to go to the World Cup. He wants to get playing time, and he wants to showcase what he can do, so that the coach Thomas Tuchel will be able to pick him when it comes to selecting the team that will go to the World Cup. We know that in the latest English call-up, we did not see players like Foden, players like Jude Bellingham. They were not in that call-up, and we understand Thomas Tuchel trying to play it there. He wants to select the same team that played last time, and last time Jude Bellingham was still injured. He's just recovering. So guys, when you look at Kobe Mainu, what do you think about Kobe Mainu trying to leave Manchester United? Do you think that Kobe Mainu might just be that player that would give Manchester United something different in the middle of the park, in that midfield position? Because most times this season, when we've seen him, we've seen that Kobe Mainu has not really been that guy. He's not really giving Manchester United any form of solidity when it comes to protecting the defense and protecting the defense line and stopping attacks. We've not seen any form of solidity from him. But whenever we see Casemiro play, we see Casemiro reading the game properly. And Casemiro has now staked a real claim. We heard that he got an assist. We heard that he got an assist in the game the game he played for Brazil, and actually he's looking formidable right now. Yes, he's looking formidable, and that is very important for a player of Casemiro's quality. I greet you. Yes, I greet you, Israel. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Please, we can do well to like the channel, and actually you can send a super chat, send a super thanks sticker just to support the channel. But when you like the post, you it opens up this channel to other viewers, so that a lot of viewers can come in and also watch the a lot of Manchester United fans. Like we say, this is a Manchester United fan community. We discuss everything Manchester United. My brother Israel, how body now? How you day? Welcome, guy. Welcome. The topic is broad on different levels. We are getting news that Kobe Mainoo was to leave Manchester United in January. He's putting up a very valid argument. Under Erik ten Hag, he played football. Under Erik ten Hag, he was instrumental for Manchester United winning the FA Cup 2 years ago. So how come he's been left on the bench? And when we look at what Kobe Mainoo did for Manchester United, he was not played in the midfield role. He was not played in the defensive midfield role under Erik ten Hag. He was deployed up front. He was instrumental to Manchester United creating chances and scoring goals. We saw one of his best game was against Wolves, where he had to beat 2 or 3 men to put in a coiler to the side of the net. Yes. So if you look at that, if you look at all of this, would you be able to put up an argument for Kobe Mainoo that Ruben Amorim has to actually play him? Would you be able to put up that argument for Kobe Mainoo? Because when we look at Manchester United now, the players we play with in the middle of the park, we have Casemiro, we have Bruno Fernandes in the middle of the park, and sometimes we'll mention Mason Mount. Mason Mount also looks in the last game against Sunderland. Mason Mount looked really good when it came to pressing and also returning back into the midfield, supporting the midfield. And we saw Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro interchanging positions in the midfield just to make sure that they stopped any form of attack from the midfield and stop the Sunderland guys to play out from the back. So when we look at all of this, do you think that Kobe Mainoo has a stake to make in the team, or you think that it will be better for Kobe Mainoo? Because if we look at it, Amad Diallo was sent on loan on many occasions before he came to Manchester United now and starts hitting it. Yeah, he was sent on loan. I think he played at Sunderland. He played for Rangers. He was sent on loan to different teams where he played there, and he became very good player for them. But then coming back to Manchester United under Ruben Amorim, he started getting it right, putting in the shift. So when we look at it here, are we going to make a case for Kobe Mainoo, saying maybe, just maybe, Kobe Mainoo can actually give Ruben Amorim something different in the going up, in the playing upper. Not so deep like we play Bruno Fernandes right now. And if you look at the players there, the Mbeumo, Cunha, Mbeumo, Cunha, or Mason Mount, these 3 players in that position, who do you think that Kobe Mainoo might just sit on the bench for? And who do you think among them would sit on the bench for Kobe Mainoo? Who do you think? Cunha. These days we are seeing Cunha being a lot more selfish, with the ball. He's not been that player that looks like someone who can play with the team. He's not looking like someone who could pass the ball to other players, create chances for Manchester United. He's always giving us the idea of a player who just want to go all by himself and get the goals. That is what I'm seeing Cunha do. Yeah, we are looking at Mbeumo, who actually is keen on creating chances and scoring goals himself. And also we see Amad in the same position. He would love to create chances and also score goals. And also we are looking at Mason Mount, who would also love to create chances and score goals. Now, when we look at all of these players, Cunha is the guy in among them that does not look like someone who is keen on creating chances. He looks at it. He wants to play the pivotal role of using other players for decoy and actually getting the goal himself, and which has not proved fruitful for Cunha so far. So looking at all of these players, do you think that Kobe Minu might just have a stake in that position? Because these are very good players playing in that position. Do you think that Kobe Minu might just have a stake playing in that position? Cunha need to register a goal ASAP. Yes. Interestingly, he needs to register a goal. But we have Benjamin Sesko, who actually have the obligation. He has that duty to get the goals for Manchester United. Cunha, on the other hand, has that duty to get goals for Manchester United. But also, when he is not in that position to get the goals, at least the least he can do is actually to create chances for other players to actually score. But then, when you keep yourself, because like what I'm seeing is Cunha actually putting himself under pressure, because when you put yourself under pressure in that manner, you would not perform to the best of your abilities. This is the reason. The reason is you become selfish, and you would want to score goals by yourself, and that is a problem. That is actually a problem. You would want to score goals by yourself, and in the situation where you can't get the goals, you actually make other players who are making good runs look or feel like they are not doing anything right, because you're not playing these balls into their channel, and it is a problem. So I think that Matheus Cunha, in as much as he needs a goal, he can also create chances. At least he should register an assist. Yes, he should register an assist. An assist is also good for a player's CV in the season. He should register an assist. He can get the goals later. And then if we look at Benjamin Sesko, is looking like a guy who is actually picking up form, because he presses very well with Mason Mount. He's pressing really well with Mason Mount, and he is playing the balls. He's trying to create chances also for other players, and this is very, very instrumental. Okay, let's look at this guy. Let's look at Bruno Fernandes. If Bruno Fernandes was playing in that number 10 position, let us look at him. You know that Bruno Fernandes is the kind of guy that will use the strikers and the attackers as decoy to get a goal for himself. And also, when he cannot get the goal, he is going to actually play the pass for guys who are free and in a better position to score goals. And this is what I think that Cunha has to be doing, because it is very important for Manchester United. It is very important for Cunha to get goals. But again, it's very, very important for Manchester United to win games. And if Cunha is going to assist for Manchester United to win games, it is better he does that than actually looking for a goal that will be difficult to come. This is what I think anyway. But then, the reason for this podcast is Kobe Minu, and then we will discuss the game against Liverpool that will be coming on the 19th of this month. Yes, just this weekend. That the game against Liverpool will be a very interesting game. I would want to dissect a lot of things about that game, But then I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about Kobe Minu wanting to leave Manchester United now? What do you think? Do you think that do you think he should be stopped? Do you think he should be allowed to go? Because look at the players playing in that position. Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro. Also, we have Ugarte in that position where we think that Kobe Minu can come in and play in the central midfield area. Kobe Minu is not a destroyer. He's not the kind of guy that wins a lot of balls back. Kobe Minu looks more of a CDM, the guy that controls the game and, puts the passes, controls the game. But then when you look at Kobe Minu controlling the game, many of the times he makes mistakes. He's swam on. He does not have that physicality to actually track runners, get them back. I think Kobe Minu is a little bit slow for a midfielder, and the style of the system and the formation we play. I think Kobe Minu is a little bit slow. So can we make a case for him that, okay, you know what, he can play in the number 6, he can play in the number 8 position, he can play the number 6 position, or he can play in the number 10 position? This is what I'm asking, guys. Please, is there any way we can put up a claim or make a case for Kobe Minu? Because he'll be looking at leaving the club very soon. January, he's knocking on the door and he wants to leave. So do you think that Ruben Amorim should let him leave? If Ruben Amorim lets him leave, this is one thing. We have one midfielder short. Yes, we'll be having a midfielder short. And that can affect Manchester United going forward in case the board does not get in a midfielder in January transfer window. If the January transfer window comes and the board does not get a midfielder, it would be insane to allow Kobbie Mainoo leave the club at this time. He wants to play at the World Cup. I believe that he has a lot of time to play at the World Cup. I think that he should be actually getting himself secured, trying to develop his game. I think that he should be maintaining on developing his game, putting out a lot of efforts to making his game top notch. He should just increase it a little bit, so that coaches will actually look at him. That is what I think for Kobbie Mainoo. I don't know if you have anything to say about Kobbie Mainoo, or you have to make a claim for him. I'll be in the comment section. I'll be reading the comment section, and I'll be treating every comment here. I'll be talking about every comment right here. Then let us look at the game against Liverpool. The players have gone to play for their clubs, for their countries, and they are coming back. And I think that the players for Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes, did well with Portugal. I think Benjamin Sesko did well with his club, with his country, Slovenia. I thought that look at Rasmus Højlund. We are going to be discussing Rasmus Højlund because technically Rasmus is still a Manchester United player, and we are going to be discussing him. Since he's left Manchester United to Napoli, he's been scoring goals for Denmark and for Napoli. And then the question is, what happened to Rasmus at Manchester United? What happened? Is Rasmus Højlund further exposing some things at Manchester United? Is he further exposing the lack of creativity in the Manchester United midfield? Is this what Rasmus Højlund is further exposing? Because look at him at Napoli. Rasmus is a leader striker. He's scoring goals for fun, and he's getting the assists that he needs, and that is wonderful for Rasmus Højlund. We are going to be discussing that. But first of all, let us go into the Napoli. Let us go into Manchester United versus Liverpool. We saw the Liverpool player, one of the Liverpool players last night. What's his name? Szoboszlai. Turn it up for Hungary. He got a goal and he assisted one. He was spectacular for Hungary last night against Portugal. Our darling Super Eagles actually played a very good game. So Victor Osimhen putting in an energetic display for Super Eagles against Benin Republic. Unfortunately, that was not enough to get us to the World Cup finals, but it was enough to secure us a place in the playoffs, and Super Eagles of Nigeria will just be playing against Gabon and Cameroon to see if we can get that opportunity to represent Africa in the Confederation playoffs. So guys, let us look at Liverpool, Manchester United. Liverpool has lost 3 games back to back before the international break, while Manchester United, on the other hand, got a win over Sunderland. I think our game before Sunderland, we got a win over Sunderland. How many games did we play and how many wins do we have? I think we have 3 wins so far. We have 3 losses so far and then 1 draw in the Premier League. While Liverpool, on the other hand, has about 4 wins and 2 losses, right? Yes, 2 losses for Liverpool. And this time they also lost a game in the Champions League. They lost against Chelsea. They lost against, I think, Crystal Palace. And now they will be playing Manchester United, who looks like a team. Against Sunderland, they look like a proper team. Manchester United was looking a good team against Sunderland. They played very well. They curtailed the Sunderland midfield. We look actually really good. And then we'll talk about Sonny Lamens. The keeper that the game against Sunderland was his debut, and he did excellently well for me, for a keeper, 22 years old, coming into the fray, being thrown at a time when Manchester United was looking for someone to actually look solid in the 18-yard box. And then Sonny Lamens came in. He looked absolutely solid. in the 18-yard box, and I felt like that was a good performance. For the first time, we saw a goalkeeper who actually was ready to go in, pick up the ball in his territory and hold it firm. We saw a goalkeeper who was ready to, stop goals. His positioning was very good, and he controlled his back line excellently well. I saw him putting in the shouts and the talks and making sure that his backline was going to look superb, and that is actually very good communication from the goalkeeper. And we saw that all through the game. Liverpool is a different team entirely from Sunderland, and this will be one of the top 4 teams in this season. We've played Man City, we've played Arsenal, we've played Chelsea, and Liverpool will be the 4th team will be playing in the top 4. After Liverpool game, we've played top 4. Yes, the top 4 teams, we have played them. So let us look at Manchester United. Liverpool on the back of 2 losses, Manchester United on the back of 1 loss and 1 win against, we lost to Brentford, and we beat Sunderland. And we beat Sunderland emphatically. So, guys, do you think that Manchester United, with how the players have done in the in the international break, going into this game, do you think that Manchester United might just go ahead and get that second consecutive win that Ruben Amorim has not gotten all in his time at Manchester United? Do you think that Manchester United have the ability to beat Liverpool at the Anfield? Or would you, because somehow a lot of people are beginning to talk about Arne Slot and how his tactics have not worked for the club and how the players are not actually playing up to standard. Liverpool right now looks like a team that is in confusion right now. Yes, Arne Slot won the league last season. Very clear. Nobody doubts that he won the league last season. He did very well last season. But in this season, it is looking as if that Arne Slot players are actually not turning up the party, right? And now the signings he made, a lot of people have criticized the signings of Arne Slot. Yes, a lot of people have criticized the signings. Florian Wirtz coming into the club, is being looked at. Hugo Ekitike has come into the club and has hit it running immediately. Then we see Isak, who is yet to find his feet at Liverpool. So these players have not been doing very well. We see the right wing back they bought, Frimpong from Bayern Leverkusen. That has not also come off well, and a lot of Liverpool fans are beginning to call Kekes a mistake of a buy. They are looking at him like a flop, someone who cannot defend properly. And when you look at Manchester United and looking at our attacking line, do you think that attacking line poses a lot of threat for Liverpool defense? We are seeing with the signing, we are seeing that these Liverpool players are looking unsure and not really convincing. And so let us take this comment from Israel. The signing of Arne Slot were huge, especially Florian Wirtz, and he hasn't scored a goal since he joined. That is the point. That is what we are talking about. Florian Wirtz. And Florian Wirtz has been with Bayern Leverkusen. He looked excellent. He was so good with Bayern Leverkusen, but coming to Liverpool, it seems that the league has swallowed up the guy. The guy is nowhere to be found. The guy is not putting in any form of work. We see him struggle with actually picking out passes, making good runs, and all of that. We are seeing Florian Wirtz struggle, and it is not something that we know the player for. When you look at Florian Wirtz, you look at we look at the guy from Newcastle, Alexandra Isak. We look at Kekes, the guy. We look at Kekes, and we look at some of the players he bought who have not hit the ground running, and that gives you a cause for worry. And then again, we look at Liverpool's defense. The Liverpool defense is looking shaky, very, very shaky. Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Konate, it's looking shaky. A lot of people speculate that if Konate is not in his mental how would I put it? He's not mentally fit, because a lot of people say that he might just be one guy looking at Real Madrid move, yeah, but then probably that is making him not perform to his optimal, yeah, at Liverpool. We are seeing Virgil van Dijk fall off the radar. Actually, Virgil van Dijk is not the Virgin van Dijk we used to know. He's a guy who is looking unsure, who is he's looking like someone who's lack confidence, and he's not sure of what to do whenever these players come at him. And then look at Manchester United with the likes of Benjamin Sesko, with the likes of Brian Mbeumo, with the likes of Cunha and Mason Mount in that final third, and having having these players in that final third, having Ahmad run at this defense, Ahmad, Mbeumo, Mason Mount, Benjamin Sesko, Cunha. Do you think Liverpool will be able to stand the onslaught that might come from these guys? We know that they have one of the best midfield pair, but then this season, this midfield is actually not performing right now. Yes, when we look at Gravenberch in the midfield, we look at McAllister in the midfield. This midfield is not looking like something that is performing. Yes, Gravenberch is not looking his best. McAllister is not actually, we've not heard a lot about McAllister. So I feel like, I know that McAllister is a very, very good player, a very, very fantastic player, but then this season a lot has been off with the Liverpool team. The Liverpool team is not looking like a team that is performing very well. So do you think that Manchester United might just have that upper hand against Liverpool when we look at our attacking trio? Then we look at our midfield, the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro. Do you think that they will be able to stop the likes of McAllister, the likes of Zoboslai, the likes of Gravenberch? Do you think that we can be able to stop them going forward? Because all of these players might just turn up the party on that day. So what do you think about Manchester United? Look at their attack. Let us look at the attack of Liverpool. They have ever-present Mohamed Salah. We have the what's his name? Hugo Ekitike, who has hit the ground running at Liverpool. We have Alexander Isak also. We have some good players in the attack for Liverpool. We have Cody Gakpo, and Cody Gakpo, Alexander Isak. We have this guy, what's his name? We have Florian Wirtz also, who has not hit the ground running, but we have Hugo Ekitike and we have Mohamed Salah. Do you think that our defense line will be able to handle the onslaught that might be coming from these players? Florian Wirtz, Hugo Ekitike, Salah, then Cody Gakpo. Do you think that Manchester United defense line, the defense of Matthias de Ligt, Lenny Yoro, could be Shaw, could be Dogu, could be Dalo in that back, could be Mazraoui. And the recent news is that Lisandro Martinez might just be available to play in subsequent games. He's beginning to train with the first team. Yes, he's beginning to train with the first team. He's been cleared by the doctors. He's training in the first team. Lisandro Martinez might just come back win the game against Nottingham Forest or so. But then against Liverpool, this back line, the back three of Lenny Yoro, Matthias de Ligt, and Luke Shaw, with the wing backs, Dogu, and maybe Diogo Dalot. Do you think that these guys might just be able to stop whatever onslaught that might be coming from the front players in the Liverpool team? We have Ekitike, we have Mohamed Salah, we have Cody Gakpo, and then in the number 10 position, we have Florian Wirtz. Do you think that these players will be able to cause Manchester United defense problems with Sani Lamens and in goal? Do you think so? And when you look at our players that might just be attacking the Liverpool backline, we have Ahmad, we have Mbeumo, we have Cunha, we have Mason Mount. Do you think that we might be able to cause them problem? The midfield battle looks even with Gravenberch and McAllister. Manchester United with Bruno Fernandes and Casemiro in that midfield battle? Do you think that Ruben Amorim will be able to tweak his formation in a way that would outclass that of Liverpool with an slot? Because we are looking at Liverpool right now. They are not they are not in their best form. Manchester United has been on a roller coaster up and down. Do you think that these guys, Liverpool, might just come at Anfield and actually turn up the party, because it's a derby? It's a derby. Manchester United versus Liverpool has not always been an easy game, and at Anfield, it's not always been easy. I'm going to check. Have Manchester United, when did Manchester United get a win at Anfield last? When was the last time Manchester United beat Liverpool at Anfield? Beat Liverpool at Anfield. Yes, when was the last time Manchester United beat Liverpool at Anfield? The last time we played there, it was actually a draw. Lisandro Martinez, Amad Diallo, Cody Capo, Mohamed Salah. It was a draw the last time we played them. I think that they beat us at home. Yeah, they beat us at home, but it was a draw. Okay, yes, it was a draw. So it's been a while since Manchester United. It's been a while since when Manchester United got a win at Anfield, and we just might be seeing something similar to what happened at the Etihad against Manchester City, when Ruben Amorim and his guys with Lisandro Martinez in the team went ahead to beat Manchester City 2-1 at Anfield. Yeah, we are looking at Ruben Amorim with his guys also going at Anfield at a time where Liverpool isn't looking really assuring that we might just go there and get that desired win, back-to-back win, and then that could mark off a turning point for Ruben Amorim. So, guys, in my own opinion, I think that Ruben Amorim is doing well, and I think that with the relaxed, because he's going to be in a very relaxed mood now that the board has come out to actually say that they are giving him 3 years to turn things around at Manchester United. I think that would take off a lot of pressure off him. One thing I understand with Ruben Amorim is this, one thing I understand with coaching is this: if you put them under pressure, they try to get wins by all means. So it is not about playing well; it's about winning games, right? And the pattern would not be the pattern of play would not be actually necessary. It is just to get wins, and this was very evident when Eric Ten Hag was coaching at Manchester United. He needed to win games, so he was grinding out results any way he could. But Manchester United was not looking like a team, and that was not playing like a team, because there was no cohesion in the football. There was no pattern of football. Everybody complained about the pattern at which Manchester United was playing, and that affected Manchester United on the long run. And now Ruben Amorim does not want to follow that trend. He wants to arrange the team and play the team in the best way that he can. Right. So, guys, when we look at it, I think that Ruben Amorim is doing well with the way he came to Manchester United, and in this season so far, I think that he's been 50%. He's won 3 out of 7, draw 1, and actually lost 3. So I think he's 50% when you look at it all around. He's 50%, and that is for me. For a coach that came in November, and this season he's bought new players, he's trying to gel them together. I think that the guy is doing well, and I think that the board has actually done a little bit of good work coming out to tell the populace and the fans that they are giving him time. And also that I know that it has not sat well with a lot of Manchester United fans. Sure, it has not sat well with a lot of Manchester United fans. But again, some Manchester United fans understand the process, and that is what would give Ruben Amorim that leverage to actually build a team that would go ahead to dominate English football in a very long time. And also, when we look at it from a different angle, we see that Manchester United under Ruben Amorim is playing a style of football, a brand of football that is looking entertaining. They are gradually getting into it, and the players are looking prime playing in this formation. And there is no way when the players get relaxed and key into the formation properly, there is no way Manchester United will not be getting wins. Like I feel like Ruben Amorim will be learning off the job. That is what I feel, and I would liken him to the days of Sir Alex Ferguson when he came to the club, and actually he was doing really well. He wasn't doing really well. Sorry, Alex Ferguson was not doing anything good at the club. In 2 years, he was being asked to leave Manchester United. The fans were clamoring. The media was talking about Alex Ferguson being sacked. Yes, and that actually was a very, very big thing at the point. And then he managed to learn on the job and he turned it around. So Manchester United will not be a team like every other team that sacks managers every 3 market day. So I think that Ruben Amorim, with the relaxed mind and with the way the players trust him, because a news came out where they went around and asked the players of their opinion towards Ruben Amorim, and the players gave positive review about Ruben Amorim. I think that actually triggered Sir Jim Ratcliffe to come out and give that verbal open backing of the manager. So guys, if we look at it, if I'm going to analyze the Liverpool game, I'll tell you for a fact that I think that Liverpool might just be in for a big day against Manchester United, because these boys will be looking at going to Liverpool and making a statement. They'll be looking at going to Liverpool and actually pulling off one of the most shocking results there. Yes, they might just go to Liverpool and pull off a shocking result, because Liverpool has not been in the good, and I don't trust Arne Slot and his formation. So I think that we might just see Ruben Amorim go there and cause a very big stir and actually raise eyebrows against Arne Slot. Yes, he might just get the win. He drew them last season there 2-2. Liverpool had to fight back. But I think that yes, Liverpool had to fight back to get the equalizer, and then went ahead. And Manchester United actually equalized them, and then the match and the game ended 2-2. So when we look at it, I think that we have the pedigree, we have the ability to go there and actually get a win. And I feel like aside from Mohamed Salah, we can actually keep the Liverpool front line short, with the likes of with how convincing Matthias de Ligt is at the defense, with Lenny Yoro growing into that role, and looking at Luke Shaw being sharp almost all the games that we've seen him play in the left side of the centre backs. I think that Manchester United might just go there. If they organize themselves properly, they can get a result out of Liverpool. I believe so. So guys, yeah, I believe so. I believe that we might just get a result out of Liverpool. So Benjamin Sesko, on the other hand, has been very instrumental to Manchester United playing from the back. Yes, Sani Lamens has really done well, because with the kind of passes Sani Lamens plays into Benjamin Sesko, we do not have that responsibility of playing from the back and playing through channels and the defense. All we have to do is get the ball to Benjamin Sesko. He gets the ball, and his duty is to actually play in other players to continue the play. And if we look at Ahmad, look at Buemo, then we'll look at what's his name, Dogu on this side, and we'll look at Mount on that side. It is going to be an interesting one. And we still have players like Matheus Cunha, to come into the game. We still have players like Mainu to come into the game. And I think that, with that, Manchester United can make a claim, or can just make something happen in the game. Yes, I think that with this I'm going to call it a day here. I thank you all. Thank everybody that came on the live. It's very, very interesting one. We will be back here in the evening to discuss again some of the news that is coming out from Manchester United. A lot of these news are coming out from Manchester United. And then look out for my video. We will be discussing, I'll be analyzing in short term Liverpool-Manchester United game. I'll see you again, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you to Israel, and thank you to every other person that was on this live. Bless you all. See you again in my next video.